Take two. Action.
Are we on?
Indeed.
We talking about rashes or anything, or medical maladies, or?
No, I was just talking about rat and scorpions, man.
Oh, yeah, all right. Rat. I actually saw those idiots in concert.
You know, love will find a way. Just give it time.
Hey, welcome to this week's Mead, Metal, and MMA podcast. You're going to have to bear with us. We're a little goofy this week. We don't have a whole shitload of content. Making bad decisions already.
Sake, man.
Drinking a little Fireball whiskey.
And it's like syrupy, like it's Barajas form. Fuck. All right.
And it's frozen. It's like a frozen napalm. It's the opposite of napalm.
Are we on?
It's where we come together every week, talk about three of our favorite things: mead, metal, and MMA. Mead, it's going to be easy this week because we have one batch underway, and it's in primary fermentation, where it will be for one more week.
Since March 3rd, right?
Yeah, 1 week from now. It's probably about time to go ahead and rack it over. We'll probably rack it to another fermenter, and then that's when we'll end up adding our amendments. This is our Runestone batch is what we're calling it. That's probably
Project
what we're going to
Dreamsicle. That's what it was in its prototype form.
And which, by the way, is very good. And I'm not sure why we never finished it off, but
I think it's just because that we get really fucked up and forget it's there. Beer's a lot easier to drink in mass quantity.
So the amendments we're going to be aiming for is some orange peel, vanilla bean. I think that's probably it. I mean, I might add my little secret little voodoo to it, but other than that, that's really all it is. It's just a straight mead with enough citrus kick and vanilla to kind of balance it all out. And
what would you think of adding like maybe some clove to it?
That's part of the voodoo.
Oh,
Clove and peppercorn is kind of my little go-to on bringing some of it to life.
That's a pretty good package deal, right?
Because our experimental batch was missing a little something, and I think that was it.
Yeah, it's dainty, still good, but dainty. I think that would put it right where we want it.
And they'd put the cojones to it.
That's right. The balls and shaft.
But yeah, so the mead's scooting right along.
And I tried cracked open that bottle of Holly King.
Oh, the holiday batch we made.
I would say after it's been 4 months since we bottled it.
We racked it in December.
Okay,
yeah,
right.
Early December.
So yeah, December, January, February, 4 months. Really starting to come together nicely. Still has that. The scent is nothing like the taste
because it's got peppermint in it. Yeah,
but it has a very sweet smell to it, even though it really doesn't have that super sweet taste to it yet.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see because I think that was it, right? That was the last bottle.
Yeah, that's the last bottle till Crimbus.
We have a case that we set aside, don't open until Christmas 2017. So we'll see how that goes. Actually, after it has 1 year on it, and I think
be amazing.
I think it will be. And if it comes out the way I think it is, that's going to be a $50 bottle. So
fucking right.
So, but nonetheless, yeah, that's we're going to need to probably get some more batches underway soon because we're getting pretty low on Troublemaker.
Yeah,
because of one individual,
one man.
Basically, Brandon can just go ahead and just start signing over paychecks to the meadery.
Might as well just give you every Thursday. Just give you like $100 bill every month. And be like, all right, I'm good, right? Awesome.
Yeah, but. Yeah, I mean, what a rookie mistake! I didn't turn my damn phone off.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. You'd think I would actually have my shit together on broadcasting skills, but yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the mead this week. We need to get a couple more batches going. I mean, we still have I think a full case of batch one, or at least close to it.
6 bottles of Troublemaker.
Well, those will be gone in 3 weeks.
You're damn right. They will not survive till May, people.
So we have that. I think we're out of everything else. We'd had some weird, random, assorted stuff. Ruben went ahead and bought us out of the Sacred Tree.
Yeah, the apple batch is done.
I mean, you'd picked up the last bottle of the Holly King until the holidays.
Yeah, I think we're just down to the main 3.
Oh, wow. So we still have some long ships left?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Probably not a lot, but...
No, I'd say we're probably right around par with what we have left on Troublemaker.
Yeah, so we need to get kind of cracking on something else. So which means, and we're getting pretty close to where we need to get started on this year's rendition of the Green Man.
Looking forward to seeing him again.
Yeah, that's our green chili batch. Yeah, we're getting ready to get close to April. It's about time for us to start getting ready to have that thing ready to go by late July, early August.
Absolutely.
So,
God, that was so fucking good last year.
so that would be one. Another batch, I don't know. We could do something experimental, or we could.
What are you thinking about the Pyman batch?
That one's one I was wanting to do this year. And Pyman, what that is, it's a it's a mead varietal where you it's pretty much still a straight mead, but in the primary fermentation you add grapes to it. And you'd say, well, doesn't that make it wine? No, it doesn't make it wine. It makes it mead that actually is able to feed on some grape nutrients, and it kind of gives it a whole different twist. And but Pyman batch would probably actually be the thing to do. Get a Green Man batch going and ready to go, and then get a Pyman batch together. That would probably. Yeah, see that? That's what we come together for.
That's progress, boy.
I can't think on my feet, but by God, put a mic in front of my nose.
And a little fireball down the old Goody Works.
Fireball whiskey. So that's it for the mead segment this week. Now, for those of you saying, surely they're not going to crap on Yari Minnepaw again this week.
Well, it seems as though people are tired of it. I don't give a fuck. Because this is week 4?
I don't know. I was wondering
we're
if you're
into
going
the last 7 days of this fucking campaign. But before I start talking shit about Wintersun, I'd like to say, new Paul Bearer out today. Fucking go get it.
Yeah, it's. Did we already kind of break it down? I guess we
broke it down a little bit last week.
There are 7 tracks on it, right? 6?
No, 7
tracks.
7 tracks.
I am enamored with 5 of them in a very big way. And the other 2, I think it'll just grow on me. I mean, back in the day,
way back when,
when Rush would put a new one out, it would take me a while to get into a new Rush.
Sure.
Which I'm sure my brother Daryl's just crapping himself or banging the dashboard,
and
yelling.
Yeah.
But any band that is that good, and they kind of improve on what their last stuff was to such an extent, it takes me a little bit to kind of get used to it. So,
it's like banging a new broad. Same.
Well, there's that.
Get used to it. New underwear, probably a little more.
So it is. So it is March. So that is the new Mastodon is out.
That comes out a week from today.
Mastodon, really?
Yeah.
I thought it came out a week before.
24th was Paul Bearer, and
I thought you had
31st is new Mastodon.
Wow. Okay. Well, that tells you how little I was paying attention because I was on the assumption.
Well, it kind of got blown away by the new Paul Bearer, too.
Well, yeah, and it's pretty easy to, Emperor of the Sand, March 31st. Yeah, it's easy to do because Paul Bearer is just, and on top of that, it feels like I've almost already heard the new Mastodon because they released, 3-4 tracks?
3 of them, yeah.
So,
I'd say you've nearly heard either a third of it or a quarter of it. Certainly a quarter of it by now.
Yeah, I'm curious on the track listing. I'm going to have to go ahead and search that out now because, we've heard 3 of them already. By the way, are you looking to do any vinyl purchase on? Because it's kind of a goofy looking cover, really. I mean, it's okay.
I mean, that bottom one. I'm guessing that's the insert.
Probably.
That's all right.
Which, one of them's kind of looks like it's a pencil drawn of the same image.
Now, if the album artwork was on the vinyl, I would consider it.
Yeah.
But the artwork's neat, but. Just do what Wintersun does. Give your fans a 4K rendition of it. And then they can print it out as big as they want.
That's just so damn goofy. But, and then speaking of vinyl, I mean, I'm not going to buy any vinyl anytime soon. Well, wait until I get a turntable again, in which case then
I might fucking stoke the fires again.
Yeah, I will. Paul Bearer, their stuff was fantastic, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I really dug the vinyl outlays they had.
The purple burst or something like that.
Was like they had a purple one. I think they had a green one. And, of course, super limited, I think 500 of each, maybe 100 of some of the other
and I don't know if they'll do a repressing or not. I mean, basically, you can buy the black ones for days.
Dude, fucking vinyl collectors hate that shit.
Oh,
what? Like they put out, this is limited to 500. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's like, reprint about another 500. You motherfuckers. No, it has no value. Like, bullshit.
Go out and buy a bunch of baseball cards, you children.
That's now with how vinyl albums are like mastered now,
right?
You gotta crack them open and fucking listen to them because they sound amazing.
Well, my problem is you're an asshole if you just kind of buy it just to put it on the shelf.
Yeah,
almost anything. Now you're doing it with fine wines or great whiskeys or whatever. Okay, I get it. Vinyl is not the same.
Yeah. I wonder if Wintersun's going to have a vibe for fourth season.
It'll be on the stage 4 fundraising.
Oh my God!
Oh, you people wanted physical copies.
So here's where we are in the Wintersun campaign. 6,419 backers. Probably some of those are also double backers. They're like, I just want to help. Dirt.
Yeah, right.
Give you $100 for the same shit for nothing. Whatever. 7 days left. They're at about 320 grand. That's fucking really good. Again, still waiting for the second round. That's going to be the number that tells the entire tale of if this is going to work for them or for any other band that decides to try this out if their record label lets them do it.
Well, if anybody cranked out $50, or in the case what you're talking about, $100, $150, well, actually euro, so we're talking even more actually.
Yeah. I mean, if people are going to donate double, that's like you're getting $300 from these sheep.
I want to see how many people are jumping in on the second phase, and beyond that, I want to see how many jump into the third phase, which by that time is really milking the cow dry.
Yeah, your dregs, your hardcore fans.
That's the folks that are having the bartender pour off what's in the mat at the end of the evening into a cup,
and then fucking smack him in the mouth with the mat.
Yeah, all right. Well, is that good enough on the Wintersun side this week? Because I actually kind of want to get back to Mastodon. Here's why. Because the stuff we were hearing, Sultan's Curse, which is the first track off the record, I got the track listing here, and we both very much approve of that.
Oh, I dug it.
Show yourself.
I will say this: that fucking, it's catchy. It will get in your brain.
Sure.
Catchy doesn't mean amazing, but catchy as fuck.
There are a total of 11 tracks on this record. The concern you had, which now I'm a little bit nervous about, at what point do they start sounding like old Mastodon again?
Yeah. Well, I think it's really just a matter of time. Because let's see, where do the songs fall on the track listing that we've already heard?
Well, let me see. What was the third one? Because the first two.
Andromeda.
Okay, that one's track 9.
Okay, so that's a little later on.
Yeah.
Sultan's Curse, where does that fall?
Number 1, this first track, which it's their best stuff, so why not roll it out?
Just
first?
like Metallica putting out the first track off their album. I mean, it sets the fucking mood for sure.
It's a tried and true method. And then Show Yourself is 2. And
follows it up.
And then a track by the name of Precious Stones is 3. Storm Breather 4. Roots Remain at 5. Word to the Wise is the 6th track. Ancient Kingdom 7. Clandestiny at 8, Andromeda at 9, Scorpion Breath at 10, and Jaguar God at 11. Now, all of these tracks, all of them sub 5 minute, except Roots Remain, which is 6 minutes and 28 seconds, and the last one, Jaguar God, which is almost 8.
Wow, seems like they got a pretty good handle on the length of the tracks.
Yeah, that's a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is, it works because we're all ADD these days. But the bad side is it also means they're following a formula, and formula music sucks.
True. But again, this is a concept album, concept jam.
Well, that's true. This is the first one they've ever done. The whole record is a theme. You know, it's a thematic that they have laid down, and they've never done that before.
And based off some pretty deep shit.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. I mean, I keep trying to talk myself out of it, but as you can see, I get goosebumps just talking about it.
Still in the afterglow of Paul Bearer, it's tough. I mean, if Paul Bearer come out after the new Mastodon, it'd probably be a little easier.
Probably a fact, yeah. But we're right there in the wheelhouse of March. New Paul Bearer out today. Mastodon out 1 week from today.
Go check out that new Paul Bearer. And you can get it for you can get it off Bandcamp. You can probably listen to it on Spotify. Paul Bearer's on Spotify.
Yeah.
If you got a Spotify Plus account, you have the new Paul Bearer album. Go listen to it.
No excuse not to. Anything else on the metal portion of the podcast this evening?
Just another quick shout out to 102.3 The Wolf. I had a problem with him the other night on my way home. I heard a song and I was like, oh, that's pretty riffy jam. Kept listening to it. They fucking rick-rolled me with Volbeat.
Ah, there you go.
I was wounded, sir.
Yeah, you'd have to go back about 3-4 podcasts ago and get Brandon's opinion of Volbeat.
Wounded. But, and I was like, no, fuck that. We're done. I'm not listening to you anymore. If I have to listen to Volbeat just once, I'm done. Of course, I cracked and on my way home from work after hearing your your news update, threw it on the Wolf, and they played the unplugged version of Nutshell. I was like, all right, okay. I can see that you have potential. We're back. We're back together.
You have a weird codependent relationship with it.
I do. It's weird. My music is my muse, man.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, sources of music. I mean, I'm still occasionally a Pandora guy at home.
Yeah. Pandora, Spotify, it's about the same thing.
Yeah, kind of. Well, you have a lot more control with Spotify,
Sure.
which is kind of one of the things I like about Pandora. I kind of like the randomness of it, but put it on I threw it on the Jerry Cantrell station.
That worked out well.
Not one bad song in the space of 45 minutes. Not one. I put it on the Alice in Chains channel. I get occasional let's move along. But that one, everything knocked it out of the park. So
yeah, absolutely.
But all right, well, that's probably good enough for the metal portion because we have MMA to talk about.
No fights on the UFC front for a good long while.
And that's the podcast.
Good night, everybody. Now, yeah, there's the BJ Penn Dennis Seaver fight got announced this week.
You know, and okay, and here's the thing, and our friend Patrick in Halifax actually got recognized by one of these, the MMA mailbag or whatever, one of those sites. And pardon me, Patrick, I forget the site. I just saw his comment. His comment was basically on what are they thinking with this fight.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. And here's one that might actually fill the entire rest of this podcast, or maybe not. Depends on if you agree with me or not. So BJ Penn was at the end of his career, and they booked the Edgar fight, and that was a bad move. Edgar came out, and I thought, oh, that's it. BJ Penn is done. The guy's never looked slower, never looked more flat-footed.
And he got hurt real bad.
Very bad. You know, and that fight ended. It was I thought, what a sad end to such a proud career.
Right.
Well, as it turns out, that wasn't the last fight at all. Because then he comes back, and he fought, Yair?
Yair Rodriguez, yeah.
Who put him to sleep.
Oh, it was bad.
And I thought, okay, well, that's too
That
really...
fight should have been stopped at the end of the first round.
Oh, no, absolutely. Because the second round. Yeah. And, you know, and I thought, well, surely... the UFC, being the promotion that it is, the cream of the crop, the best there is, will identify this is one of our Hall of Famers. How about we just pat him on the back, give him the Chuck Liddell walk, and say, hey, good job, man.
That's not what's best for business anymore.
Well, yeah, when you pay $4 billion for a promotion, as that entertainment group did.
But is it wrong for me to say that I kind of like BJ Penn's chances against Dennis Seaver?
Dennis Seaver's one. He probably shouldn't be in the UFC either.
Dennis Seaver got his last win October 4th. Lost to McGregor in epic fashion.
Sure. Well, a lot of people
And then
have,
lost to Kawajiri as well. That was in June of 2015. Has not fought since. That was almost 2 years ago.
This is obviously a fight to get BJ Penn back in the win column so he can go out retire on a win. Is that what it is?
Probably why Vitor's calling out CM Punk. All
Which,
these guys going out.
That
hey, man,
is ridiculous.
It's basically Vitor saying, I want to win. Come fight me in Rio, bitch. And let me go out on my own terms. My own terms.
Yeah. No, there are some veterans that need to go. And the promotion, I think, is looking at it with the new ownership as it is. And they view it and they think, okay, we've got this guy. Well, how many pay-per-views do you think he's going to be able to sell? How many, butts and seats is this guy going to bring to the table? I really do. I think that's purely a monetary approach.
And it is. That's how it should be. But it's not right.
I'm not saying the Fertittas weren't interested in the money because, by God, they made piles of money.
They just seem to be better matchmakers.
Yeah, they were, and they were. There's no doubt about it. Because here's the thing with the new ownership group. They put together fantastic events. If you don't believe me, look at UFC 212. That is a stacked card coming up in May. Now, number one, anybody that does a pre-order on a pay-per-view event for the UFC is an absolute moron of the highest order.
It's like pre-ordering a album through Indiegogo with a band that has a label. Just don't do it.
Because honestly, you might see 2-3 of those fights scrapped off of a great card, and then it makes it a very mediocre card at best.
I mean, I'm glad we're finally getting the Jose Aldo Holloway fight that we've been waiting on for a good long while, it feels like.
Feels like we've been waiting on over a year and a half.
Yeah. Gosh.
But, so we'll see what happens. Now, that's great matchmaking. But the problem is, it's easy to make a great fight. All right, I'm talking out my ass because I've never had to make fights. But it seems to me it would be easy to make a great fight. But the problem is you are robbing Peter to pay Paul. So basically anything you would have to make cards really good in the run-up to and following, you're kind of grabbing some of the top names off of those to put it onto one card.
Sure. It looks really good already. I mean, the top 3 fights so far, Silva and the Gastelum fight's going to be there. Gosh, this fight is going to be 4 Brazilians.
Yeah.
Jose, Silva, Gedalia fighting. God damn. They're going to be very, very happy or very, very sad.
I'm figuring sad, really taking a look at the surface of it. But
it'd just be great if Anderson Silva was able to flash knockout Gastelum and then Holloway just beats the living shit out of Aldo. They would be so confused.
Yeah.
They wouldn't know whether to go home happy or not.
Man, I don't know. Gastelum is hitting a stride right now. That's a scary dude.
Yeah, well, going up to 185 was the best decision he ever made.
Oh, yeah. Well, and watched kind of a lot of the background stuff off of Fight Pass. I keep forgetting I have once in a while until it's fight day, and I want to see the early prelims. But Rumble talked about the same thing. He's cut that shit down to 170.
Ugh.
And
he was vicious, but he looked awful.
Yeah, no, that was a cut that, and it started to affect him. It really did, and that's and then he got cut from the promotion. He went out and then started dominating the world when he decided, okay, 205 is maybe better, or except for he fought Arlovsky, and that was heavyweight. Yeah. So, guy goes from 170 up to 265 limit.
Yeah, Rumble fighting without a weight cut. That sounds like a scary man.
So yeah, and then the promotion brought him back, and he's only had one loss since, and that's the DC fight, which is hopefully going to be avenged coming up on April 8th.
Well, this June card could potentially be overshadowed by McGregor and Mayweather fighting in June.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I don't think we've brought that up at all.
No, I think we did, and I always shoot it down because I think it's a dumb idea. Mayweather doesn't need the money, and then
who the fuck does need the money?
Conor. Conor needs the fucking money.
I don't think he needs the money either.
Yeah, he does. He wants Mayweather's money, but he ain't going to get it. He'll get a whiff. I mean, he'll get what? If they make that fight, what would he get? Maybe if he's lucky, $25 million.
We'll say that pay-per-view is going to make a solid bill.
But the only reason people are going to buy it is because of Mayweather. I know, but I'm
telling you. MMA contingency is going to buy it for Conor. They're going to do it.
Well, let's look at pay-per-views, MMA versus boxing.
Well, boxing usually knocks shit out of him.
Oh,
on
absolutely.
The big cards.
And if you have Mayweather on the card, shit, yeah, it does. Mayweather's probably been, he's looking at, I guarantee it, thinking he's deserving of at least 75% of that purse.
I don't know, man. I think that fight's going to happen.
Mayweather has really no reason to do it other than the fact that, hey, I beat Conor McGregor.
And to beat Marciano's record as well. Both of them are 49-0. He'd have one up on...
I don't know. I don't follow boxing closely enough. Is that a record he even wants to beat?
I don't see why not. He seems to be hungry for that type of shit.
Yeah, well,
wants to be the greatest.
Then why retire?
Well, shit. You know how fighters are when they retire.
I know how they are in the MMA. Boxing is usually a different deal. It's usually pretty bad when they come back.
Well, Bernard Hopkins is still fighting. That dude's like...
Nah, he had to retire.
Oh, he finally retired.
Oh, my God. Yes.
After that last knockout, he retired,
He got knocked out. Fell down, fell between the ropes, fell outside, cracked his head. I mean, it was bad. That's
when you get ejected from the ring in a knockout, it's time for you to go no matter what stage it is in your career.
Yeah, when you're 50, yeah. That was a bad idea.
But now, okay, say the fight does happen. What do you see?
It's a boxing match, straight up boxing?
I would guess
I
so,
see Mayweather just utterly just kicking the shit out of Conor. Because Mayweather's whole career has been made out of not getting hit. Conor McGregor gets hit. He gets hit in the MMA a lot.
Yeah, but he's huge, man. Compared to Mayweather, he's huge.
Mayweather has made a 49-fight career out of not getting hit. So, hey, maybe this one time, maybe he does. Maybe. That's what Dana
I
White's
don't know.
been saying.
Well, I don't think folks are giving because Conor McGregor is not trained just boxing, but it is a big part of his game, huge part of his game.
Very much so. But he doesn't fight people that have the defensive schematics to win fights that have 3-minute, fights that run in 3-minute rounds.
Well, I don't see Conor winning it, but I also don't see Floyd just steamrolling him either.
Oh no, well, because Floyd doesn't steamroll people anyway. He wins. He wins on the cards, and he dominates on the cards, and that's what he would do here. Look,
Just one left when it comes through, though, man.
Having said all of that, who would I be rooting for? I'd be rooting for Conor McGregor, but knowing that Floyd Mayweather is going to just tear him apart on the cards.
Yeah, tap run, tap run, tap run.
That's his career.
Well, it's his career now.
Yeah,
I mean, he was knocking fools out earlier.
Yeah, 8 years ago.
Yeah, but I still think it would be the biggest sporting pay-per-view of all time. Billion purchases.
Maybe I don't know. That's a weird.
Because Mayweather and Pacquiao did like half a bill.
That's because you got two boxers and people want to see Mayweather get knocked out. The problem is nobody can hit him. So
I still think it's going to be an epic thing if it happens, man. It's going to be just like Conor winning both the belts.
All right. Well, we'll just agree to disagree. So that's it.
Don't worry, I'll bring it up next week.
That's it for the podcast this week, though, because we're completely out of time. Ran over just a bit. We'll be back again next week. I'm sure we'll have another fun-filled MMA discussion, considering we're just waiting around on.
I'll tell them all about how my online career is going on UFC 2. That's MMA talk. By the way, Broke's draw is 267-8
on UFC 2.
That's right.
I'm
and
sure
6 of those 8 losses came because Yucca sucks cock.
So in other words, we're talking Bellator next week. Hey, there we go.
And we might watch Invicta tomorrow.
Yeah, Invicta fights are on.
Tanya Evinger, the baddest ginger bitch on the planet, apparently.
Yeah, we'll see. So that's what's coming up there. Anything else this weekend?
Fuck no, man.
That's
maybe
it.
Maybe a legacy card sprinkled in. I'm not sure.
We don't have access to access. So
we live out in the sticks, you see.
All righty. That's it for us this week, folks. Christ almighty, next time we'll talk to you will be April. Right? No. We'll be on the dying breath of March.
The cusp of April.
All right. That's it for this week. Stay away from Fireball whiskey.
Indeed. Or don't start your day with it either. It's terrible.
Eggs and Fireball.
What? Good night, everybody.